Welcome back. If you're just joining us, you're watching the news at 10 live on Channels Television. A reminder of our top stories. Police filed charges bordering on examination malpractice against the candidate of the PDP in the Osun State governorship election, Senator Ademola Adeleke, and 4 others. Presidency orders the Inspector General of Police to suspend invitation until after Saturday's election. Federal government suspends planned new national carrier, Nigeria Air, gives no reason for the decision but rules out political pressure. Vice President Oshibajo visits victims of flood disaster in Niger State, promises federal government intervention to take care of their plight. And former Liberian Central Bank governor quizzed by investigators over container load of $60 million banknotes alleged to be missing. ChannelsTV.com has more information for you. And on YouTube.com/channelsweb, you can watch our videos. You can also watch us on your mobile device via your browser or download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS, and Windows devices from their respective stores. Besides giving you access to news updates on the go, the Channels TV and Channels 24 app have an eyewitness feature that you can use to share pictures, videos, or news of happenings around you. Just install the app, then tap and swipe to reveal the menu, and then follow the instruction. A medium-term solution is coming the way of victims of flooding in Niger State as the federal government has moved to alleviate their suffering. The Vice President, Professor Yemi Oshibajo, visited the internally displaced persons camp set up by the state government in Zungeru today, where he announced that the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, has been directed to commence building construction at the resettlement sites provided for the affected communities.
It's been 2 weeks since the Niger State government declared open this internally displaced persons camp to accommodate 1,200 persons sacked from their homes by water released from the dams. The Vice President, Professor Yemi Oshibajo, arrived at the camp on a chopper, accompanied by Governor Abubakar Bello. He meets the displaced persons and rescue officials, assuring them that their stay in the camp will soon be over, as the federal government is providing immediate solution to their challenges.
I have asked NEMA to immediately supply building materials, cement, and a few things to build and to rebuild in the resettlement site. So they are going to start doing that immediately, so that you can resettle well. Nobody wants to be in any kind of trouble like this. You are hardworking people doing your work in the farm or trade, and we want you to be able to go back and continue your work and your lives.
As the Vice President takes a walk around the camp for on-the-spot assessment of facilities being provided, he is attracted to these 2 women who in the camp were delivered of a baby boy and a baby girl respectively.
Given the emergency nature of this, I think that they've done very well indeed. Those who are here, we've seen 2 women who gave birth within the past week. The children look healthy. Their mothers are happy and look quite well taken care of. I think we have a very good response here, and I'm extremely proud of the work that the state government officials, federal government officials have done.
As the state governor Abubakar Bello appreciates the vice president for the visit, he also gave the people the assurance of the state government's continuous support for them.
As we speak, over 130 communities being submerged by water. So, Your Excellency, in a nutshell, I think this is what I have to say. Thank you, and to seek for more assistance from the federal government, which I believe we will. We have already started making action on this, and it is our prayer that God will protect you, give you long life and prosperity.
The residents of the camp are pleased with the visit of the Vice President.
We're happy that the Vice President has come to visit us. We know that the government cares about us and his arms open to embrace our challenges. We therefore hope that everything the Vice President has said will be fulfilled. We also have several other infrastructural challenges confronting us. We will come to our aid in addressing those problems too.
As the chopper of the Vice President airlifts, the people from both within the camp and from the surrounding community bid him farewell, hopeful of a change in the coming days.
Staying with flood stories, the water levels are slowly going down around the flooded communities close to the Zungeru hydropower dam in Niger State. But victims are still going through a rough patch as they continue to manage the temporary shelter provided by the state government. Our correspondent, Emperor Simon, reports that the Relocation and Resettlement Committee is speeding up its work to move communities from the dam area to prevent a recurrence of the annual flooding.
Water levels in the flooded communities around Zungeru hydropower dam under construction is receding, a sign that the worst may be over. But normalcy is far from the victims as the receding waters leave behind a trail of damaged houses and farmlands.
The Zungeru Dam project affects 98 communities. The Federal Ministry of Power and in conjunction with the Niger State government have been working assiduously on the resettlement program of the affected communities. So far, we have only one site that is ready for occupation. The other four, in respect of phase 1, are still being worked out.
Gungu community is one of the worst hit areas. The poor condition of the road makes it impossible to drive through, so the rest of this journey is on foot. The management of the Zungeru hydropower dam has created a stone pitch around the water path, reducing the flow of waters to the community. But the havoc created from those early days is enormous. Here, over 100 houses used to stand, but today, virtually all the houses have become rubble. What is left is just the zinc and also the mud sand, and it's an indication of the impact left by the flood. Mohammed Ahmadu is one of the affected residents, was refused to stay in the camp provided by the state. He'd rather keep watch over what's left of his property. Under normal circumstances, communities around the dam should have been relocated since 2013. The chairman of the committee responsible for the resettlement explains why there is a delay.
The assessment of these communities was done in 2013, and by global standard, it is supposed to be by prevailing market indices. Between 2013 and 2018, we have about 5 years. So what we are requesting is a review of that rate to suit the present purpose, that is the economic present market realities. As soon as that is done, we'll continue with the payment of the compensation on structures so that they will go and build their houses at the relocated site.
Considering the losses recorded every year from water spillage from dams, the committee has its work cut out as the waters gradually go down, as it has now become an urgent matter to resettle residents. Emperor Simon reporting for Channels Television News.
Time now to go to our Abuja studios where Ibrahim Adra is waiting with more news. Hello, Ibrahim.
That's right. Hello, Ladi. Now here in the nation's capital, members of the Bring Back Our Girls group staged a march to the presidential villa today to demand the release of Leah Sharibu, abducted aid workers and others in Boko Haram captivity. The group marched from the Unity Fountain to the access road that leads to the villa, but were denied access by a team of anti-riot police officers. The group decided to hold its press conference on the road, stating several demands, including the rescue of all those in Boko Haram captivity. To politics now, the All Progressive Congress in Osun State has alleged that some criminals have started a rigging technique to compromise electronic card readers ahead of Saturday's governorship election in that state. The state APC chairman, Prince Boyega Famodu, has asked INEC to allow party agents to scrutinize the verification process in order to confirm the PVC holders' images on the card readers.
Youth corpus and INEC that they should be on the guard. We know the system as planned by them should be foolproof. In every ward, there should be one engineer that we eventually come if there's a problem on the card reader to repair it. That's happened in the past. And information reaching us says that the card reader has been configured to accept when you try your hands on the card reader first time, second time, third time, and it rejects it. If you try the fourth time, it will ask a question. Do you want this particular thumbprint to be accepted? If you say yes, if the copper say yes, let's go ahead. So, and it is Adelaku's PVC, not mine. What is important to now is that the only saving grace we have in this situation is just that the agent should be allowed to make sure they capture the photograph of any user of a card should match his photograph on the voters register.
Meanwhile, the INEC Resident Electoral Commissioner in Osun State, Mr. Segun Agbaje, has denied the allegation by the APC. Mr. Agbaje also commends Channels Television for its balanced reporting of election matters.
Nobody can manipulate any of our smart card readers. The smart card readers are going to be taken straight sensitive materials from Osogbo here, straight to the 30 local government areas of the state where they are going to be used on Saturday. So they cannot be manipulated, and nobody, whether now or before or during the election, there is no such plan, and there is no, it is not possible. Well, let me also use this opportunity to thank our media group, particularly Channels Television, for what they are doing. Since we started this process of, since 23rd of June this year, we began this journey to this 22nd of September governorship election in the state. They are partnered with us very well, and even when we have conflicting reports, they have always balanced their reports. I watched one last night where the chairman of PDP was talking about the issue of vote buying and our not allowing the smartphone or any electronic photographic devices to be taken to the cubicle. It's only the cubicle. The chairman even emphasized it. Last night, after the chairman of PDP made his own comment, then they also brought out what INEC also said on the same issue of vote buying or the issue of banning smartphone around the polling units.
And still on party politics, the governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in the 2015 governorship election in Lagos State, Mr. Jimi Agbaje, has announced that he is back in the race for the biggest political seat in the state by 2019. Jimi Agbaje made the confirmation today, saying he bought and submitted his nomination form on the platform of the PDP shortly before it closed. Agbaje says he is confident that he would win the elections in Lagos if given the PDP governorship ticket. Agbaje, who also contested for the national chairmanship of the PDP in 2017, won by Uche Secondos, said that the recent defections from the party in the state would not affect him if he picked the ticket. Time for a break now. When we return, the Director General of the Abuja Chamber of Commerce and Industry highlights strategies to improve investment in Nigeria's agriculture and automotive industry. Stay with Channels Television.